Hello and welcome to the Watches Club, and today we have the pleasure of having Alexandre Labails, a French young engineer and entrepreneur with a rather ambitious project as he's about to set his own brand, but like I mentioned, ambitious project. So first of all, could you just kind of pitch us basically what you want to do before we're going to try to understand your journey as an entrepreneur?
Yes, thank you. Indeed, the goal of a brand is to become an ultimate watch brand. Is to bring innovations, to push concepts to the limits, to bring innovations on the market, and to elevate somehow the timepieces to the rank of a work of art. So there is an engineering approach, actually, very deep, very technical, and there is also an artistic approach in the sense that we don't take into account at all the limits of what is possible, and we try to achieve what we really want to bring in terms of value to the watchmaking business.
So if we summarize precisely what you want to develop, in a few words, can you tell us a little bit the type of timepiece that you're working on?
So the first timepiece actually of the brand is a tourbillon chronograph with a high frequency chronograph actually, and patent pending technology actually that is around the energy management optimization system. The goal was to bring the both world of the high frequency chronograph with a very fine type of measurement, so a lot of accuracy, but without degrading actually the power receive of the main function, the primary function, which is the hour minute. And so that's what we did actually on the first product. It's 550 components approximately in the movement, more than 630 for the total of the watch. So it's a beast. It's a mechanical beast.
You said high frequency. What are we talking about?
We talk about 10 hertz.
10 hertz for the chrono.
Yeah, so it's 500th of a second of accuracy for the chrono.
Okay, and all this, I mean, you set yourself a pretty, like I said, ambitious marketing goal, because you want to market this first watch, at a rather hefty price, like we can say so. But we'll understand a bit more after we continue the discussion. But yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. The positioning of a brand is quite bold, actually, I would say. But it's the reflect of an approach, actually, which is an uncompromising approach in both the engineering and the artistic, because we want to craft materials, we want to use the expertise of artisans, of craftsmen that will finish the hundreds of components for hundreds of hours. Mm-hmm. And this indeed has a cost, actually. And we didn't want to take into account this design to cost approach. It's not who we are. And when I talk about artistic approach, that is not taking at all into account the limit of what is possible, and a marketing approach that would say we need a watch at this price because it would be sold.
So about what price are we talking about?
For the first watch, the first collection Temerity in full sapphire, we are talking about only 10 pieces at a price tag of 2.2 million Swiss francs.
Yeah, told you, pretty hefty. Anyhow, so now let's understand a little bit more your journey and how you came into doing such a project.
Yeah, actually, it's quite unusual, I would say. So first of all, I'm an engineer by training, by education, specialized in aeronautics business, in engines, actually. And after that, I worked in the engineering consulting business as a business unit manager, and I was specialized actually in building teams that would be project managers for big companies, typically in automotive and aeronautic industries. So the goal was for me to understand the market, first of all. So the first year was really about benchmarking whatever is existing in watchmaking business. It goes from the Daniel Wellington watches to Global Force. So I tried to understand the segment of the market and what kind of value each segment brings to the market, you know. And so meetings create opportunity. And I had the chance in beginning of 2018 to discuss with Jean-François Mojon, the leader of the manufacturer Chronode. So I go to the lock under the snow to visit the manufacturer, and so I see actually watches I was fun about actually. Being assembled, you know, in the atelier, in the workshop. I see also the finishing workshop where it was a woman at the moment that was taking a component like this and was polishing it for hours and hours. And I was like, damn, it's so great, you know, it's so great. And very good feeling with Jean-François. I think what is really good about the partnership is that he can make bets on new brands, actually. Not all suppliers are like this, you know, because it's projects that don't have a lot of money, take a lot of time to develop, and very uncertain on long term. So, of course, it's quite risky for some suppliers. It's understandable in a business point of view. But it was not the case of Chronode. So very good. After that, we met another key actor actually in the project, is the designer Benjamin Muller, that we met in Besançon with Jean-François. And it's almost exactly the same, like very good human feeling. Benjamin worked on projects that I liked actually, that inspired me. Some little details in the design that I noticed in order to say, okay, this design is really interesting because of that, and it was him behind it, you know. At this moment, I'm like, okay, I am surrounded by people that can really help me actually to achieve what I really want to do. And so I was like, okay, it shifted because I was saying to myself at this moment, okay, Alexandre, now you will do whatever you want, whatever the time it will require, whatever the level of technicality and complexity, and whatever the cost. The goal for the brand, the first goal actually, was to bring value on the watchmaking business. And for me, it passes by innovation, by research and development. It was very important for us, you know, to bring something new on the market and to demonstrate actually that you can be a new brand and you can innovate. We invent actually the energy management optimization system, which is a system that will allow the user actually to manage the energy flow of the watch. So you have, as in a sport car, you have a two mode, eco and sports. In an eco mode, the full energy will supply actually the hour-minute function and the tourbillon. So it allows you to have up to 120 hours of power reserve, 5 days. I wanted actually that you wind the watch the Monday morning, Friday evening, it works. And if you are in, I don't know, you are at a Grand Prix, you want to measure the performance of some driver, you switch to a sports mode. And it allows you to time actually events with a chronograph, with a high frequency chronograph, with a 5/100 of a second of accuracy.
But without using the sports mode, can you still use the chronograph function?
No.
Okay, you really have to activate this.
Yeah, it was a conceptual choice actually to say, no, we are doing a chronograph, it's high frequency chronograph, high performance chronograph, that's it.
Okay, okay. And had you kind of benchmarked, for instance, what Zenith had done?
Yeah, actually, it's a watch actually that they discovered after actually that we started the development of a project. I don't know why I didn't see it, but the fact is that it's two distinct kinematic chains.
Yeah.
So you have this loss of useful energy, and that's what we bring actually in terms of value on the market, is this ability actually to play with the watch and to manage how the energy is used.
And at what stage of the project are you now then?
We ended actually the engineering phase. We filed the different patents, and now we are starting to prepare the production process actually.
Okay.
So we are this timing between what is designed, what is conceived at maybe 98% of truth, and the reality that we.
Okay, so you're entering the prototyping phase.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It will require a lot of efforts in terms of time because it's very complex watch. Today, what we estimate in terms of time, it's about 2.5 years.
And well, you've already kind of introduced the idea and the concept to potential customers / collectors. So far, what has been the feedback?
Globally, the feedback is is very good. It's very good because it's what we wanted to do actually is to create a niche, to niche on the very high-end market of watchmaking, a niche between a very engineering approach and this artistic approach based on emotions, you know. And I think it's an offer, this kind of ultra contemporary sports watch, but very refined at the same moment. So a very strong mechanics, but very fragile, you know, by its design, by its choice of materials and stuff like this. I think people really feel it. And that is great because it was the goal. It was the goal because, again, the project is the entrepreneurship project is very about understand who I am and bring something that only I can bring, you know, on the market. And I think the first product is a good reflection of that.
Okay, and very concretely, what are the next stages for you then?
The next stage is to it's to launch the prototype and production phase, to find first collectors potentially. We have already first mark of interest, let's say. So it's very promising because at the stage we are, it was unexpected. So it's very good. I hope it will.
Yeah, and people need to have to. I mean, to trust the project.
Yeah,
you know, that
absolutely.
It can, actually work.
So somehow it's very surprising in a good way because I'm like, okay, I'm new, but people can bet on your new brand, you know, and make the choice to say, okay, this product, this brand looks very interesting. Let's try to maybe. I don't know, help the brand in somehow. So it's really great to have this kind of feedback. I hope it will continue, and we need to continue to build the brand actually in order to install ourselves in our niche and to make sure that customers understand our and collectors, watch enthusiasts in any case, understand our purpose. This is very important for me because okay, we are doing a very expensive product, whatever, but it was not at all the goal at the beginning. It's just the result actually of an approach, and I need people to understand this approach and these different steps that we passed.
And coming back on the concrete aspect, in terms of time frame, so what are really the kind of the next milestones for you? I mean, really concretely, in terms of almost dates, you know, just what. And again, this is what is planned, and then we have reality.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about the ideal.
Yeah. No, but the ideal is that in 2 years we are able to show the product. I mean, in a fair or at an event or whatever.
Obviously, like we mentioned, I mean, it is indeed quite ambitious, but you have a good associates with you in terms of their expertise and competencies.
Yeah,
that's for sure. Yeah. So best of luck. Thanks for coming and dropping by, and looking forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you a lot
for
your time.
All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this, and as you can see, I mean, watchmaking sometimes can be seen as a kind of close family, but there are ways of coming in with new and fresh ideas as long as you have the right people that will open the door for you. So thank you very much for watching. See you real soon, and viva watchmaking! See you.